Hello there, sweet friends, and welcome to Studios. So this is part 2 of that haul video that I did last week. I'm working in my little golden book journal, and if you recall, I had a wonderful experience at a creative reuse center called Magpie Creative Reuse Collective, and I got some really cool purchases, so I'll link that video here. I wanted to document that, but I also wanted to document some Happy Mail that I got and a purchase that I made from a local artisan here in Kansas City. And so I wanted to try to get it all into a couple of pages. I thought I was going to do one page, but no, not going to happen. So on this spread right here, I am documenting some wonderful little Happy Mail that I got from May, and she owns Paper Treats, and I will link her store here. She has wonderful stationery and stickers, and each year she always sends me a beautiful little treat bag in the mail, and so I wanted to document that. So I'm going to use her stickers. I also wanted to document Sully Mitten Company, which is, I think she goes by Sully's Softies or Sully's Handmade Softies. Again, I will link that here. She repurposes old sweaters and textiles that are wool and turns them into mittens. And I've been wanting a pair of her mittens forever. And so I recently got a pair, and they're stripy, and I love stripy mittens. Like, I think that's just like the best ever. So I wanted to document that. So I'm just drawing some mittens here. And you saw me use some like crayons. They're called art crayons, and then Crayola had some. They're kind of a slicky type of a crayon. It almost feels like an oil pastel, but it's a lot lighter, and you can blend them with water. And so I used them first to put on the color, and then I went back in with some white acrylic paint just to kind of I don't know, make it more paint-like and less slick. And I really liked the effect. I went over the mitten outline with a beeswax crayon, just a black beeswax crayon. And I don't know, there's something about drawing mittens that just, I don't know, it just always makes me really happy. So I love them, and of course, they're stripy, which makes me happy too. And then I'm just putting her packaging. She had some cute little stickers that came in her packaging, and so I'm just putting that on top of the little note that May had put in her package that she sent me. And all of this on the left-hand side is on the envelope that my Paper Treats came in. And I always like to use May's envelopes just because, I don't know, I think I have like 4 or 5 of her envelopes in 4 or 5 different journals, just because I always like to keep her envelopes she sends me. So my goal for this next part is I want to use the little things that May sent me, her stickers and little papers that she sent me. I also want to pull in some of those cool finds. Sorry, you can hear my puppy barking in the background. I also wanted to use some of those cool finds that I got at the pop-up shop for Magpie when I went a couple weeks ago. And I think I'm going to focus on the green trim because I loved that green trim, and one of the photographs or some of the photographs that I found. And I want to use all the stickers. Like, that's my goal, is I want to use all the stickers. So I may try to get those stickers on the page and have them be, let's see, not what they're intended for. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second. So kind of mellowing out the 2 pages, blending them together using some white paint. By the way, I'm outside, so you might hear some raindrops or some wind or the leaves falling from the trees. You also see that I'm switching back and forth between these pages. Now, this, when I like make it go faster, it seems like I can't focus, but this is actually in real time. This is one of the things I like to do, is be working on 2 or 3 things at a time, because when I'm stuck, I can flip over to another page and I can try to figure out what I want to do on the page I'm stuck on. And so I just thought I'd flip over and add some more color to these mittens, because they're stripy mittens and I just want to make them even stripier. So I'm just pulling in some blue paint and pulling in some brighter colors to really make the stripes pop. I'm going to also go back in with that beeswax, black beeswax, and make that stand out. And then I think, I'm not for sure, I think those are oil pastels that I'm using over the top of them, over the top of those stripes, just because I want to make those colors stand out a little bit more. Okay, so the lawnmower is getting a little close here. Of course, they wait until I'm doing my voiceover. All right, so we'll walk inside here. Okay, so now just going back in with that black, and I love how using those black lines, and they're kind of childlike, and I really embrace that. That's one of my favorite things that I've learned throughout the years, is that my art style does not have to be perfect. I don't have to have the steady hand and the perfect lines and the perfect shapes. Like, I embrace my messiness. I embrace my childlike drawing skills, and that changed everything for me. Is when I finally realized it is okay to be an artist and have that style of skill, if you embrace it. Now, if you don't like it and you're turned off by it, then it's gonna turn up in your work. It's gonna look like it's a mistake. But when you embrace it, oh my gosh, it just changes everything. So I settled on one of those photographs. This one is of, like I said, I think this was like an amateur photographer that was going out and doing some photographing, and I thought their photos were wonderful. So this one was a tree that the leaves had been turning, and since it's this time of year, I thought, hey, let's use that. So I'm cutting out the outline of the tree, and I'm going to try to use all of the parts of that photo. Again, I'm going to chop some things down and use them in ways that maybe they weren't actually representing on the photograph. And again, you'll see what I mean here in just a second. So now I'm going to pull in these stickers, and I thought, let's pull in stickers and make them look like flowers, or stuff in the background that would create kind of like a park scene, and I'm going to use those stickers in a way to enhance that, or to make you think that this looks like, this person is just walking around in a park, and here's this wonderful little background. So I'm using the little pieces of paper that she sent me, and I turned them into clouds. I liked that little image in the lower left-hand corner. Notice my paint over here. So I took the white and I put in some blue, and what's going to make all 4 of these pages go together is that I'm using the same color throughout. It's just like a wash. It's in the background, and that creates a cohesiveness, and it makes it seem like, okay, this is all one story. They all kind of belong together. So I fast forwarded a little bit because, well, there was a lot of playing around with these stickers and trying to get them how I wanted them to be. But I turned some of them into flowers, which meant I cut them up, and I added like some paint. Now down here at the bottom, here's where my green trim comes in. I used the leaves from the photograph, and I actually turned it into like the grass for my spread. And then just trying to use up the rest of these little clippings. And I really think this turned out cute. It's full, it's extra, but I really like how it turned out. And yeah, it really made me happy doing this. Okay, so I hope this session has inspired you to go and do something creative and to maybe take away some of these little tips that I used, like maybe using more than one page at a time, or using a color that will wash over the pages to make them all kind of cohesive. Perhaps using stickers or little notepads or images from books and turning them into something completely different on your spread. Whatever inspiration you got, I hope you have a lot of fun with it. And be sure to let me know in the comments. I love reading your comments, what it is that you're working on now, or what are some tips that you're using. Until next time, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're happy, and I hope you do something creative today.